Okay, first and foremost, I would like to give all honours and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Saviour, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahavaka Kwadash. Double honours to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning across the globe. This is going to be a quickie, the latest on articles. You don't really see me doing these lessons much, but I thought, you know what, might as well, because we are called watchmen. But I'm going to let more of the scriptures do the talking. Go and read this little article. There was more of it, but I'd rather let the scriptures do the talking. So let's go into, bear me just a minute, get this precept ready as well. Get into this article. It says, the headlines is Jamaica to seek billions from the UK as compensation for slave trade. Okay, and the so-called Jamaicans, according to the Bible, who would they be known as? The tribe of Benjamin. Okay. Jamaica plans to ask the UK for billions of pounds in reparations, okay, for payback over its slave trade in the former British colony. Why? Because the British were involved, as well as the Spanish. Okay, that's why you got certain places in so-called Jamaica called Spanish Town. Okay, what's it? Caledonia. Okay, Manchester. Okay, you got all these different names. Why? Because what, the British still have parts. They still have stocks in Jamaica. Okay, they still have stocks within Jamaica. Okay, and what were their stocks? Sugarcane, rice, the different the different seasonings. Okay, all these things, they were commodities. Okay, they were money. Okay, because it was what, a former British colony. Okay, they were colonized by what, Edomites, which they call themselves British, but really they're Edomites. Our so-called African ancestors, which were not African, really it should say Israelites, were forcibly removed from their home. Okay, which we were taken from the west coast of Africa, Senegal, okay, Sierra Leone, what else, Cameroon, all these different places. But the bulk of slaves, where were most of them from? Actually Portugal, and a lot of them from Spain. Okay, and suffered unparalleled atrocities in so-called what, Africa, to carry out forced labor. Okay, to their masters at that time. And why did this all happen? Because we were disobedient. I quickly want to go to Deuteronomy 28. Then we're going to further speak on it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Because everything was supposed to filter through the scriptures. Bear me just a minute. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Babakasha. Oops. Bear me just a minute. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and... Where was it? 50... Let's go straight to... Get straight to the point. Go straight to 48. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Let's start at 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because the curses were written in Deuteronomy 28 and 15. What would happen to us? What the condition of our people would be if we would not obey the commandments. And Deuteronomy 28 was the blessings that will come upon us. So part of us being in captivity was due to what? Our transgressions. Okay. Should we receive reparations? Yeah. But guess what? That's why we have the scriptures, because the scriptures talk about the reparations that we're going to be given. We're going to be joint inheritors with Yahweh Shai. We're going to have slaves. So if our people really did understand the Bible, they would know right now, look, are we justified in receiving reparations? Yes, definitely. Okay, because these other nations do. When Esau does something to them, he gives them reparations, but he doesn't give us reparations. But we're not looking for that. Okay, really, the reparations is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. But anyway, because the hearkens not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes, and that he commanded thee. Let's jump straight to verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, because he's the one who gave us all things. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, shall send against thee. So who sent our enemies against us? Yahweh Yahweh Shai, in hunger. So when we're hungry, where do we need to go? To Esau. Unless you're growing your own food, unless you've got your own store. But where are you getting the food from the store from? If you're shipping it, where are you shipping it from? Who's in control of them ships? It's Esau. And in first, where are you going when we need some water? Have you got your own well? No. For you to have your own well, you would need to also own the land. So who are we going to for water? Esau. Okay? Because we're subject to him right now. No. We're subject to Yahweh Shai. But due to these transgressions, we're subject to payments. We can go into that. And in nakedness, in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. So for all things, even the clothing on our backs, we have to go to this devil. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until we have destroyed thee. That's the transatlantic slave trade. Type in yoke, and what is chains around the neck. And this man never had no mercy. Okay? He never had no mercy. But guess what? We're going to receive the recompense in the kingdom. Bear me just a minute. Quickly go to Baruch 3 and 8. Baruch 3. And let's go straight to 8. Let's start at 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. This is applying to today. Okay? Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, which the curse we just read, and to be subject to payments. So if you're subject to payments, you are a slave, you are a servant. That's why you have something called a national insurance number. That's why you have something called a birth certificate. Okay, and who does that birth certificate belong to? The banking elites. Okay, and the curse to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So this is why it happened, okay, because we've been hard-headed, stubborn, and rebellious. Okay, so that's why we went into slavery, and we're still subject to payments, these different utility bills. Okay, and if you don't pay these bills, what do? Send the bailiff to take away your stuff. That's captivity. Okay, so now let's go to one thing at a time. Joel 3. Go straight to Joel 3 and jump through 4. Yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Okay, them Ishmaelites, they had a part in the slavery. They were building what? The boats, the ships. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly, I will speedily will return your recompense upon your own head. So what does recompense mean? Meaning back, compense, to pay back. The Lord's got a sense of humour. You're going to recompense me for what you've done to my people. Okay? Swiftly. And the answer is no, they're not going to. And I will return your recompense upon your own hand. That's what your house is coming to do. Because you have taken my silver, my gold, and carried into your temples all goodly pleasant things. And the children also of Judah, and the children of Judah and Jerusalem, have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place which ye have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head. So when it says you have sold them to the Grecians, who were the Grecians? Edomites. And that was what known as what the transatlantic slave trade, triangle slave trade. All the other nations were involved, all of them. Okay, Moab was involved, Ishmael was involved, Elam was involved. All these European nations were involved. Okay. They were all involved in it. Okay. Yes, Spain, France. Okay. All these nations were involved. Okay. So the Lord's going to recompense us. The scriptures say that. Bear me just a minute. Now let's go to Zechariah 11 and 5. Thus saith the Lord, Jehovah shall my power feed the... Bear me just a minute. This is correct. Moving too fast. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them. Who are our possessors? Our captives. Our captors. Those that captured us. Okay, in slavery. Esau. and hold themselves not guilty. I didn't do it. They always say that. I didn't do it. It was my forefathers. You are your forefathers. And you're benefiting of what they've done to us. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay? So this is what they've done. But guess what? They're going to have to recompense us for what they've done. Let's quickly go into... Bear me just a minute. One thing at a time. See if I can find it. Bear me just a minute. We're going to get our recompense. Don't worry about that. Okay. This is Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Ask of who? Yahweh, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. What's an inheritance? Something you owe. A possession that's passed down. Okay. And if we're joint heirs and Yahweh is the king, what's a heir to a king? A prince. So when a king dies or he gives us something, what does he give it to? He gives it to the prince, those that are just under him. And more princes of the power and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So we're going to rule the earth. That's our recompensation. We have to wait. And there's more. Thou shalt break with a rod of iron, because we're going to have rods. Rods represent what? The staffs. Okay? And kings and joint heirs, what? And rulers, they have staffs. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Okay? Like glass. Be wise now, therefore, O kings, and be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice and with trembling. With us serving Yahweh with fear and rejoice and with trembling, these things are going to come to pass. We don't want your reparations. We're going to get that. We're going to get that. So with this lesson, I really hope this was edifying, and until the next time, Shalom.